想一下啊，我要问你问题啊，这边讲。
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Could you tell us about the different cultural differences you experienced both in the UK and in your country?
So my country and the British.
Yeah, just tell us
Okay.
the cultural differences you have experienced.
Oh, okay. It's kind of everything. I don't know if I can specify something, but then like just to remember from me and Joyce's conversation, because like what we were saying was where I grew up, I didn't really hardly have any stimulation to become an artist because I was studying like biology, and then I was studying like yeah, and I was studying textile in Women's University in Seoul. And then I always craved for like more and more, and then that's why I moved here as a study abroad student. And I really loved my time. I studied for a year, so that's why I kept extending my stay in here. And then whereas Joyce, she said she always had too much stimulation, and then when she moved here, she kind of had a selected like stimulation for her creativity. So I think that's a massive difference because where I grew up, we didn't really have many galleries, or like I didn't really see many art books or anything. So I wasn't really interested in art or photography. So it was really new to me to explore that area and became a creator ever since I came here. So for me, I don't know. It's just a whole different world. I don't know what I can like specifically say. What was so different? I guess how people think is very different. And you have so many cultural experience around in London. You can like go to different exhibition every day, and there still will be like new exhibition to go or something else to do. And then yeah, so that probably is a massive difference for me to be in here and then talk to people. And also I think how people see the diversity is really different because when we're living in Asia, you don't really talk about diversity that much. And people are more like hostile to different culture people because we're really like one race nation. It's like really pure Korean kind of community, whereas New York or London is a melting pot of all different races. But I think people kind of think different race as a foreigner completely, even if they're born in Korea or whatever, they still are pretty much foreign. I think that's the biggest difference, that how people receive the foreigner from outside of their country or different race. Yeah, the reception, yeah.
I just want to know why is this exhibition titled as English as a Second Language, and what do you want to tell to the audiences through your photos?
I think it was a kind of subtle way of saying, oh, we didn't want to say new Asian photographers, like upcoming. We didn't want to say that. We wanted to kind of be more sympathetic with the other people who live as immigrants or foreign students. That's kind of mutual feeling you have. Your English is in your first language. Is your second language. So it's kind of the gesture to tell people like we are one of you, and then we're the, part of the diversity, and then we're like trying to do some new work, and we didn't want to like kind of spotlight who we are, because even if we're two Asians, we are from different countries. We can't just be like classified as the same thing, because we are so different. But the only same thing is we basically came from Asia, the huge continent. So we didn't want to specify in the title that we're like Asian photographers. I think it was much nicer way of saying English as a second language to be part of this whole people.
Okay, so how long have you been here?
How long? 8 years, a bit more than 8 years. So I moved here in 2010 to study in Central St. Martin as a study abroad student for a year, and then I just really loved it. So I kept on extending my stay, and then actually I graduated in here at the end. I stopped going to the original Korean university I was in.
So how often do you go back to your country?
So I have to go every year to renew my visa because it's actually really hard. Even I can say we're quite established, having like exhibitions in here in huge institution. Still, we struggle to stay, so I have to go back to renew my visa every year still to stay here and work. So yeah, I have to go every year for a month to renew my visa.
So I mean, sometimes do you introduce your culture, culture of the country, the culture to the British people, and or sometimes do the opposite to introduce the British culture to your country,
Yeah.
people of your country.
Yeah, I mean that happens constantly, all the time in a conversation. Yeah, all the time. And then I think when I first came here, I was not ashamed or embarrassed about my culture. That's not the right way of describing, but I wasn't so eager to introduce my culture. Oh look, I'm Korean. This is Korean, or I'm telling them like what's different. Like, I think I'm more thinking about it now, and then I'm more eager to do that now after I kind of found myself who I am in here, as a what character, what I do, and then now I'm kind of more up for kind of talking about my culture to you and introduce to British people rather than when I first came here. Yeah, and then I mean, they don't really have to tell me what British culture is because I'm here and then I'm seeing and listening and I'm talking to you all the time. So it's not really like occasional thing. It's always there.
Okay. Thank you very much.
No worries. Thank you very much.